Everyone knows level 4 monkey butt's terrible.
What's the criteria for level 4 monkey butt?
I'm not sure. I mean,
sweaty and chafy?
Yeah, I think it's whenever the chafy and
I got no room, man. You got to pick a spot for that.
The chafing and the bumps. You don't have anything.
It's just tax paperwork.
There's nothing. There's nothing in here to stir coffee with.
But if I put it here, I can't see. Hold on, I got it.
Mix. You splash mix.
Unacceptable.
You just drink out of the pot, Scott. I know you want to.
I'm gonna have to be paid.
I will.
I'm gonna have to be paid double my normal rate for this. So you owe me $0.
Done.
Well, hey guys, what's going on here? River Sullivan coming at you right here, right now, pre-recorded for your live listening pleasure yet again for another episode of This Evening Tonight. And with me here, yet again, you know him, you love him, the silver fox of the sultry sippings of coffee and those villainous vapingnesses of vapes. There he is, Scott!
Hey.
Hi. And also here, returning for his returningness campaign of returning, my other friend and hetero life mate and other friends of the extended families of brothers from other mothers, Buck Strickland, owner of the Appalachian Huntsman. Hey, Buck. How you been, buddy?
West, yo. Or something like that. I don't know.
I don't even know what that means now.
I think it was a gang sign. I'm not sure.
I like it. What gang again?
Big Booty. The Big Booty Gang.
All right. So, hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. I got jack shit to talk about.
Well, I mean, we can work. We can go from there.
Okay. Well, working from there, let's talk about working from there and start off with this week's coffee. And this week's coffee is Defer, spelled D-E-F-E-R. Well, I thought it was going to be like Defer, but luckily they put something on here for stupid people such as me, pronounced Defer, the translation meaning of iron. Now, this coffee we got here, you got this, Scott, out of good old Pittsburgh, right?
Yes, sir, I did.
Defer, the Sons of Vulcan, forged from a blend of 3 different origins for a complex, bright, and chocolatey coffee or espresso, our flagship blend. It's a medium roast of origins of Colombia, Brazil, and Ethiopia. And as the bag says, amazing for everyone. We're on a mission to bring amazing coffee and tea to more people and to make the world a better place while doing it. This coffee was carefully roasted in small batches using a manual San Franciscan roaster at our cafe and roastery in Pittsburgh Historic Strip District. Our green coffee is sourced directly from small farms and with the help of industry-leading importers who pay a fair price and invest in the areas from which they source. Please stop by and say hello next time you're in the area. Everyone is welcome, and we'd love to meet you. So that is at defercoffee.com. Right there, Small Man Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I like it. So let me get that real good sip of it.
Tastes great, but I don't taste any iron in it. It's weird.
Picked this up at a nice little establishment called Inkwell Coffee in Lawrenceville, PA.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. I definitely get the chocolatey out of it. And I can see the love for it being an espresso blend.
Yeah. Still a little too hot for my baby bird lips.
Well, it is literally freshly Frenched because the coffee is really hot. I'm going to let that cool. But your thoughts on the coffee, Scott?
I'm not getting any blueberry. Definitely some chocolatey.
Did they say blueberry in there, really?
Yeah.
Blueberry and toffee.
Yeah, okay, maybe toffee. I can get the toffee and the afterburn, like the aftertaste of it, but...
Yeah, it
looks like toffee.
It's definitely chocolatey. It's very oily. Look in the cup.
Well, that's the beauty of a French press, because it doesn't filter out the cafenatol in there. Really, really not good for the heart. That's why a lot of auto drips and anything they use the filter in. That's why we also use the filter in the French press to help try to mitigate that. Not only does it mitigate cafenatol released, it also helps with the cleanliness of the action of the press. But French press coffee, that's why we try to keep this to once a week. Because outside the show, I used to French press all the time. And then I read up on that and went, oh, that's bad. So one cup of French press coffee a week isn't bad because the cafenatol raises like the LDL cholesterols and actually will make you more prone to heart attack.
Sweet.
So enjoy it. It's the most Americanized coffee I can bring you here on the show because it's got those real chunks of fat in it. And does it also look like it's got creamer in it, like a dash of creamer? Okay,
Yeah.
and that wasn't just me?
It's butter.
Okay.
What I'll say about this is, for as strong as the flavor is, it's not real heavy.
It's not.
Yeah.
Definitely not. No, it's it's like the Folgers Black Silk. It's like a Cafe Bustelo, but it actually is smoother and lighter than both of those. I don't place it in my top 5 or whatever, but it's still, again, solid coffee. Now, for the price that you paid for this, I don't know what they're doing up in Pittsburgh. It's $18.50 for a bag. I'm not one to judge because I paid $30 for 2 little cans of Oak and Bond.
I mean, would it be something that I would go seek out on my own? Probably not. But it was at a coffee shop, and you're going to pay coffee shop prices.
And you were on a mission.
Yeah, I was.
And that was your job. You had one effing job, and you effing did it. I'm so proud of you.
I do what I can. I'm here to serve.
I'd like to adopt you as my son, even though you're older than me.
I'm okay with that.
You must call me
Papa.
Papa.
Popo Shisho.
Papa Shisho.
I would like some coffee, Papa. No café, Papa.
Yeah, you also have to speak Spanish only.
Look, so most people know on the show that Scott is the oldest member of this group. And I don't know what it is. I keep sending you the old Snake, Metal Gear Solid Snake. Like, that's his profile pic on my phone, is old Snake from Metal Gear Solid 4 with a cigarette sticking out of his mouth. Yeah, because I know you when you used to smoke. So I just need you to. Can you just say one thing for me?
Sure.
Okay, repeat after me.
After me.
Okay, what was the line? He's like, "I'm no hero, never was, just an old killer. I had to do some wet work."
I can't remember all that. You're going to have to write it down.
All right, damn it.
Now,
We'll move on with that.
Can you type out the script?
I'm no hero.
Line.
I've seen some things.
Got that good Vietnam accent to it. Seen some things. I want to see Redneck Snake.
Yeah.
I don't.
Solid Snake is
The world doesn't need that.
it is played by Cody Jenks, the country singer. Yeah. Oh man. So Buck, yeah. How's the business? How is the Appalachian Huntsman doing? First of all, I'm sorry, not to cut you off before we even get started, I did read the article on you in the West Virginia's newspaper there for the Morgantown greater area on the Dominion Post that they did an interview with you.
They did. It was nice. But everything's been going good. Things were really crazy close to Christmas. A lot of people wanted stocking stuffers, and apparently our products work great for that. So that was a lot of work. Almost too much work because I was just constantly doing stuff for that whenever it's my side business. So it was rough, but things died down after that. I guess one of the slowest parts of owning a small business is like February to April.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't know if there's actually a name for it, but it's just like the slow season.
There's no real major holidays going on, and
So you're saying that your spice packets would not be suitable for Easter baskets? Because I think they would.
or Valentine's Day.
Right?
I think they'd be suitable for both, and I mean, some people did order them, and I'm guessing they were probably for that.
Please, we've had this talk too, so if you let me, I will happily do some free, well, maybe not free, some really cheap marketing for you. You know, be like, this Valentine's Day, show the love of your life how much you love them by allowing them to rub your meat. But to rub your meat down with the finest of West Virginia's salted ingredients.
Yeah.
From Appalachian Huntsman.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why rubbing meat isn't more popular on Valentine's Day.
I mean, it's America's pastime is rubbing meat.
Exactly, but
Amen, brother.
This whole Netflix show is dedicated to rubbing meat. Barbecue Pitmasters.
I've watched it.
HBO had that show, Real Sex.
Yeah. But now that spring's finally kicking off, I'm getting some more orders. People are looking for things to
They're
use
getting
on the
ready. So
grill.
4th of July, I imagine, is going to be real good for you. Like gearing up for that.
I would really hope so. I mean, I'm sure that if nothing else, things will ramp up. I don't know if it'll be quite Christmas level, but
Well, most of the people that probably bought on Christmas, they're going to be rubbing that meat off right around the 4th of July era or for Memorial Day or something like that, I'd imagine.
right. Well,
So, guys, don't forget here, we will include a link for the Appalachian Huntsman in the description below here so you guys can get yourself some of them fine meat rubbins. And what was it? I did the all-season salt one you had. Was that the Bad Boy?
yeah, that was Bat Boy. It's
And I did that in chicken, and I rubbed it down. I did the meat rub on 2 chicken breasts and just let it sit for about a day, and then diced it up into cutlets and made chicken quesadillas with it, and it was fantastic. I sent you the photos of it.
right. Yeah, it looked great. It's weird how versatile things can be. I mean, of course, that rub's made for pork, and it's got some sugar in it because it's made to use on a smoker and cook things low and slow. So if you're cooking a pork butt, it's making a nice crust on there. But it can work on chicken too, apparently.
Yeah, it was wonderful to rub that on a cock. It just felt great. You know, it just was full of flavor. It was juicy.
You, sir, are too much.
I couldn't help it.
No, but the business is going really well. As far as I like it, I mean, like I said before, it's a side business, and it's something that I like doing in my spare time. I don't know if it's something that'll ever get to full-time level, but I like doing it. I like meeting the people that because some people don't buy it just because they want to cook with it. Some people buy it because it has the Mothman or Bat Boy, or we're actually getting ready to come out with a taco seasoning. It's Squatch tacos.
You call them squatchos?
I don't know. You could, but
You have my permission to use that. I won't copyright infringe against you.
fair enough.
No,
But
I won't be filing an injunction.
yeah, the artist I talked about before, Liz Pavlovic, she's working on the label for that now, and I'm excited to see what she comes up with. I don't know if it's going to be, like a mariachi band Sasquatch, or maybe a margarita drinking Sasquatch, maybe some campfire tacos.
Oh, my God. Okay, just put this bug in her ear. Hear me out. Dos Equis man, the most interesting man in the world.
Most interesting Squatch in the world.
Okay, so you have the Squatch in the suit, but he's got to have the aviators, like aviator glasses on, and they're like this, just like tipped. Like he's looking over the glasses, but he's looking right at the camera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Squatchos tacos.
I'm tracking. Yeah. While we're on that suspect, what did my brain just do? While we're on that subject,
You got some of the 2020s rolling through it.
yeah, apparently.
Let's get some of those French press. What was the term you called? Caffeinates?
Oh, cafenatol.
Yeah, it's tearing up my heart.
How's your heart rate? Yeah, hang on. Yeah.
Backstreet Boys level, tearing up my heart.
I'm in the
when
80s.
It's with me. I actually got some big news just yesterday. We got accepted to be a vendor at CryptidCon in Lexington in November.
Lexington, Kentucky.
Right. The home of Kentucky Knows.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So please, if you make your way out there and you can find anything having to do with that place, all I have left is that postcard.
What if I chip away at a brick, find the coffee shop, and just chisel part of the brick away and bring it here for you?
I will vacuum seal it and then fasten it to the postcard that will be framed up for the Hall of Fame coffee winner of all eternity that was Kentucky Knows Coffee. Or if you can actually find a bag, because I do believe his brother's still circulating the bags, still selling them like in the local area.
Yeah.
If you can find just anything.
I'll look around.
Anything. I need it in my life. I'm like Tyrone Biggins right now with that coffee. Y'all got any more of that Kentucky Knows? I needs it.
Have you guys been to Lexington before?
I have not, but the old lady has.
Yeah.
You, Scott?
No, I have not.
It's
I've
a
been
great
through there.
city. I mean, there's a lot of coffee places, donut shops, things like that. The things everyone likes, and of course bourbon. I mean, it's bourbon country down there, but the brewery scene in Lexington is awesome, and a lot of the places are really dog friendly. So think of like Asheville, North Carolina, but bigger and more bourbony.
Now, isn't there I remember talking to you about, there was 4 new styles of beer in 2021 introduced.
I remember you telling me about that.
Lagers and ambers and stouts and IPAs, and one was like a Kentucky
Common Ale.
Common Ale. I was going to say standard ale, but yeah, it was a Kentucky Common Ale.
The Kentucky Common Ale is an interesting one because it's been around for a long time. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's one of those things that they used to make a lot. I mean, it was the Kentucky Common Ale. I mean, it's in the name.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really common style back days ago, but it wasn't an official style, I guess. And now,
Do you know what makes it different or what the flavor profile is?
I'm not sure. I actually had a really good one from Dancing Gnome in Pittsburgh, and it had the full description on the can. It's something really like trivial. I mean, it's
There's like a sweetness aspect to it, wasn't there?
right. I can't remember if it's something malted in it, maybe, but it's basically a Pilsner with one other thing added that makes it a Kentucky Common Ale.
God, I do really want to try some of that. And it makes me wonder is, what if the trivial ingredient, like you said, is just more malt? So it ends up, this is Steel Reserve 211. Like, it's malt liquor. Like,
Right.
Oh, the spirit of Kentucky just channeled into 12 ounces where it should have been 40. But I hope not.
I'm really excited about this taco mix. It's my jam.
It's going to be good. I mean, I've tweaked it 100 different times, and I've been trying to make it what I want it to be, but it's almost there. And then the label will be done in no time, so I definitely want to get it out there by Cinco de Mayo because people are going to be out grilling, making tacos, and I've tried to make it really versatile, so of course it's good on ground beef, but I think it'd be great for like chicken fajitas and stuff like that as well. Okay, so the Kentucky Common Ale, also known as the Kentucky Common Beer, was a once popular style of ale from Louisville, Kentucky, around the 1850s until Prohibition. It's rarely brewed commercially today. It was also locally known as dark cream common beer. It is highly carbonated, and as a draft beer, it's usually only found around Louisville, Kentucky. The characteristics say that one of the main things was the high bicarbonate water in the area and caramel malts.
So caramel malting and high carbonization.
Right. Well, the thing is, it mentions this high bicarbonate water. That's the same thing. I'm assuming they're talking about limestone water, limestone purified water, which is the main reason that Kentucky became the hub for bourbon, because they...
Does that have something to do with the acidic levels, or?
It's not necessarily acidity as much as it's purity, because everything that gets filtered through limestone, it's a great filter, a great natural filter for water. So
Okay.
I mean, of course it's water. It's not something that you're going to taste and be like, oh, this is definitely limestone water. But
It's very limey.
right, you have to think whenever something's sitting for, let's just say 9 to 12 years, if you're making a good bourbon, sitting in a barrel, going with this whole process, it's going to matter.
Is Buffalo Trace out of Kentucky?
It is.
I'm going to have to give you some money here offline so you can source me a bottle of it, because that stuff is apparently hard to find around here.
It is hard to find around here. It's just as hard to find in Kentucky, really. I hear the place to go to get it is Georgia.
Really?
Apparently it's just sitting on the shelves in Georgia and they get a ton of it, but I'll see what I can find.
What exactly is Buffalo Trace?
It's just a bourbon brand. It came around in the 90s. They actually, the land that Buffalo Trace is on was a buffalo run, basically, back whenever there were buffaloes all over Kentucky. So that's why they called the distillery Buffalo Trace, but they actually have a myriad of different bourbons that they make at Buffalo Trace, like E.H. Taylor. There's an E.H. Taylor distillery, and I mean it's been around for a really long time. They actually had a part where they were excavating the old E.H. Taylor distillery, and it was called Bourbon Pompeii. It was a tour you could do, but you could actually go through and see the vats and everything that were there from the old E.H. Taylor distillery. But I guess a lesser known fact about a lot of those bourbon distilleries, Buffalo Trace included, is that they've been around forever. Every distillery has a DSP number, and I can't remember what DSP stands for off the top of my head. But I want to say Buffalo Trace's is 4 or 7, and it's a number that you get registered to you so that you can distill and pay your taxes, basically. But I mean, it's in the hundreds of thousands now.
Wow.
And you're talking about distilleries that have, 1, 4, 7. So it goes way back.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Buffalo Trace also makes all the Van Winkle line, like Pappy Van Winkle, Old Rip Van Winkle, all those. They make things as low as like Benchmade 8 or Benchmark 8. And I mean, that's a $10 bottle, but Buffalo Trace still makes it. They make Blanton's, Weller. So Buffalo Trace is honestly, they're kind of bottom of the line bourbon. It's like their well bourbon that, you know, every bar, anywhere, any drink can be made with it. You can drink it straight, you can mix it. And they have things all the way up to, you know, E.H. Taylor Warehouse Survivor, which was a really limited bottle. Apparently this tornado came through, ripped the roof off of one of their rick houses, and they bottled it. Apparently it made it really good. But apparently the changes in the atmosphere made that bottle great, and a few years ago that was going for $5,000 a bottle, so I can only imagine now.
So, also to double back here, where we talked about your brand before on the show, everything is heavily cryptid inspired, and then you mentioned something along the lines that you were invited to Cryptid Con, you said?
Right.
So I'm guessing that's all things cryptid up there in Lexington.
Right, yeah. Whenever I started the brand, I knew that I really liked cryptids. I mean, I liked the Bat Boy from the World Weekly News or Mothman. Like, that story was crazy to me, and I thought, you know, I'm sure a few people like that, but the cryptid community is vast. It's insane the way people have adopted things that may or may not be real as a part of their day-to-day life. It's, I mean, I like it. It's a pastime, but there are people who live, eat, and breathe cryptids just all day, every day, and it's awesome.
So, I guess the thing I'm trying to ask here too, so you're going to have all these different, you're going to be a vendor there, but it's going to be all these people with everything having to do with any kind of cryptid. Is it in just the U.S. or is it worldwide, or is it groups of people that have come together to like share their love for these things and lore? Or
I mean, I'm sure it'll be really a mixture of all of what you just said. I mean, there are other podcasts, other people that are going to be there, like the Moth Boys podcast.
Yeah.
I follow them on Instagram. They're going to be going. They're going to be selling their merch and stuff there, and I imagine they'll probably do an episode from there.
Okay.
And then there is actually a Snallygaster museum that's getting ready to start up in Maryland, and the curator of that's going to be there. It's just a mix of everything. I mean, you're going to have vendors, you're going to have talk show hosts, essentially. You're going to have people that run museums that cover the lore and the legends.
Okay.
I do have a request or an idea, if you will. Just hear me out on this.
Carry on.
So if you keep going down this road developing new types of seasonings and whatnot,
Right.
just throwing it out there. I'm a big fan of the...
So real quick, we've been talking about cryptids and everything. You're still getting off the train of the taco seasoning.
No. Okay. Hear me out on this.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of the Flatwoods Monster. Just saying.
Oh, Braxy's blend is coming.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man.
My life is complete.
Right. Yeah, that one's definitely coming. We were actually in Flatwoods a couple of weeks ago. We went to the Fiesta Wear outlet because they have a tent sale every year.
So that's like West Virginia's like real moneymaker nowadays. Fiesta Wear.
Right? Yeah, no.
Everybody loves Fiesta Wear. My mom, all she owns is Fiesta Wear. It's like, it's made right here in West Virginia. I'm like, okay,
It is.
It's nice. Yeah.
It's phenomenal. It's hilarious how...
I think it's a little overpriced for
that's the good thing about the tent sale. You go to the tent sale and get their seconds, so it may have a bubble in it or a scratch on it, but
nothing nobody else is really going to notice.
Instead of $15 for a plate, you're paying $2.50 for a plate.
Yeah.
So that's great. But
did you ever check out the SCP stuff?
No.
I sent you the link to the short film that I was in for SCP-096 Secure Contained
Yeah.
Protocol.
Yeah. I did.
And that was like that film was just SCP-096.
Yeah.
There's literally hundreds, if not thousands, of them that you can read individual lores on that are homebrewed, handcrafted cryptids.
Right.
That range from just small little objects to like these full-on monsters like 096 was.
Right.
But
yeah, it's really cool.
I highly recommend you check it out. If you get some time, play the game because they've updated that game so much. It's the only game I know that has an eye blink mechanic.
Wow.
Like you have to, there's like a meter that goes down until you have to blink, because there's some monsters there that will not move until you blink. And if you're facing them, you got to blink real quick, and you'll notice he goes from across the room to like right up next to you, and you're like running out of the room and backwards in reverse before you have to blink to secure a door so you can make sure he can't follow you. Like as soon as you turn around, you get murdered, because as long as somebody's staring at it, nobody like it can't kill you.
Yeah, the 096 story was crazy, and I read through some of the other ones on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that Mr. Clay on YouTube is legit, man.
Yeah.
But speaking of cons, did you know that Morgantown, West Virginia is Speaking of cons, did you know that Morgantown, West by God, Virginia, is hosting, I believe, its first Comic Con?
I didn't. That's awesome, though.
In Milan Park in the Morgantown area, September 24th through the 26th. And I can tell that this is Morgantown, and this is not like New York City or any of the big cities, because they got a lot of guests. Let me see. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 24, 27 celebrity guests.
Wow.
Anybody good?
So I'm looking through here. You have Michael Rosenbaum, who did voices, it looks like, for The Flash and White Walker, like the White Walker guy.
Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones, yeah. Manu Bennett, which I'm actually intrigued about. He did Deathstroke.
Never heard of it.
It was a DC series for Green Arrow.
Oh, okay.
He played Deathstroke. You got a bunch of people on here that were Power Rangers. Sierra Hanna, Jason Font.
They gonna have the Green Ranger?
I'm looking. I don't know if it's the original Green Racer. Not Green Racer. You got the original Green Ranger. You got John Glover of Smallville, Batman, Shazam, and Fear of the Walking Dead. One guy I'm looking forward to is Cooper Andrews of Shazam, but mainly The Walking Dead. Remember the King? They had the tiger.
Yeah.
His dude, the big like Samoan American looking guy with the beard.
Oh, what was his name?
Yeah, I can't remember.
He was like his number 2, but that's Cooper Andrews.
Oh, cool.
He's going to be there. Pollyanna McIntosh of The Walking Dead will be there, the leader of like the junk people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was real, just kind of Vulcan looking. You know, very
Alpha.
Yeah, I think she was out. I think that was it. Let me see. Alan Richson. You got a guy who goes by the name of Romansky from How I Met Your Mother and Blue Mountain State. Apparently played the mascot. Ed Marino, Football Hall of Fame, something or other. Something having to do with sports ball. So, yeah.
Jason David Frank was the Green Ranger, the original Green Ranger.
Okay. You got Lindsay Rousseau from something Siege and then Fallout 76. Apparently she was in 76 at some point. Let's see. Chris Sullivan. Blake Foster, one of the Blue Rangers. This is definitely not OG Blue Ranger. This is more up to date. You got Brennan Mejia, one of the later on Red Rangers. Farhan Tahir, I'm looking forward to. He played the lead terrorist in the first Iron Man movie.
Oh, okay.
The one, is like, you will give me my Iron Soldiers. That dude. I always thought he was a cool villain. And
what do they call him, the Manchurian or?
No, the Mandarin. He was supposed to be part of the Mandarin, but that was Sir Ben Kingsley that ended up playing the Mandarin later on the show. You have Peter Dante, that you might remember from Grandma's Boy. He was the drug dealer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be there. Frankie Muniz will be there. Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm in the Middle, right.
Let me see. You have Edward Holsclaw, author of horror. He's just some author.
I've never heard of him. A horror author?
Yeah, I'm reading about it. Edward is horror at his finest. He immediately hooks the reader. I'm trying to find what it is that he's written. It just took me to his... Okay, there we are, books. Let's see. Tiburon, Origin Unknown, Laid to Rest, Twist of Fate. You might like these, Buck, because there's like some kind of cryptid stuff going on here. Oh, Bigfoot, Mothman Returns, a graphic novel. Malagnus, Claw Marks, Mimps, Broken, Unearthed, Old Man Crank, The Legend of Old Man Crank.
Yeah, I haven't heard of any of those, but, I mean, cool. That's how I found a lot of good authors, by going to conventions and things. I mean, I went to Walker Stalker Con a few years ago in Atlanta. It was basically just a Walking Dead convention, and I met a lot of the actors from that, which was really cool. But I also bought a lot of books there. I mean, You'll see that a lot at conventions. There'll be a lot of horror authors or things that are related to whatever's going on, and some of them really get their name out there by going to cons. So pretty cool.
Would it be frowned upon for me when I go to this thing to try to poach some interviews? Should it have? Because that's the thing. So you see, like with the H6 I have here, I'm already equipped with a stereo portable directly in front of me.
Right.
Like I can just literally hold the damn thing.
I don't know about poaching. I mean,
I feel like that's what it is. Like I try to do it. I feel more organically. What I guess organic would be face to face. I mean, I don't know. I try to be more polite or courteous about it to where I reach out to somebody with a nice, well-written email.
Right. I think it would be more courteous to probably ask for their agent's info because that's how they do everything. I mean, the person may want to do it, like, as a person, but then they have this contract, that contract, this obligation. Okay, so did you guys ever collect Pokemon cards?
Never.
Or Magic the Gathering, any trading card game?
No.
What? I really pegged both of you guys for having those. Anyway.
I did play Magic the Gathering.
Well,
never owned a deck.
Well, anyway, I contributed to this Kickstarter a while back called MetaZoo, and they have a cryptid trading card game. And I got my first edition blister pack in the mail yesterday. Haven't opened it. Going to keep that, but I'll probably buy like a booster box just to keep them and collect them. But the description made me laugh. It says, it's like Pokemon, but there's blood sometimes.
Anybody know anybody by the name of Kyle Shute? He's listed as a local legend coming to this Comic Con. He's an actor and producer apparently known for Stranger Things in 2016, Cannoli's Comeback in 2020, and Time's Up this year. He's literally wearing a shirt, too, that says, local legend.
I'm not sure. I have no idea who that is.
Apparently he played the forensic photographer in the latest season of Stranger Things.
Sounds legendary. I hope his nickname is Poop.
I don't know, but I feel like I got a really good shot of pulling him for an interview.
Yeah, probably.
Because I just checked out his IMDb.
So are these events, you think they're like kid-friendly or?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Reddit, man. Reddit is absolutely kid-friendly if you go to the right subsect. And then sometimes you kind of accidentally wander off in other things. I mean, Comic-Cons are always been notorious for seedy shit to happen, but it's usually cosplayers, dressed all sexily, and then you got some neckbeard that goes, I gotta touch a booby, and then there's the cops are called, and, yeah.
Yeah, so you'll have that. But then, I mean, there's after parties, there's meet and greets, there's plenty of stuff to do. The con is like, think of that as like the family-friendly thing, and then, I mean, a lot of them are over at 7 p.m., 9 p.m., so there's still the entire night, and people will get together. Like I said, there will be celebrity meet and greets a lot of times. Just full-on after parties. You can make it what you want to make it when you go.
Yeah, I mean, there's, what is it? The guys I follow on YouTube a lot, Neebs Gaming. Those are the guys that did a lot of, they did voiceovers in the Battlefield series for like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, and I think they were kind of snuck into Battlefield 1 video games. And because they did that show Battlefield Friends.
Yes.
Level 100 Colonel's like, thanks for the spot. You just unlocked the bipod for my knife. Like that guy. You got a shit bucket. If you're going to the bathroom, you're not playing Battlefield. You're shitting in a bucket. You're playing Battlefield. That was those guys, and they created their channel Neebs Gaming, who Neebs always played the noob in the show Battlefield Friends, where they went, promote it! That guy. Well, that's Neebs' channel, and they got, I think, two, maybe even 3 million followers now. And
nice.
they joked about it. They're like, we should do a Neebs Con. And they all live in Wilmington, North Carolina. And they did Neebs Con.
Got to go down to Wilmington.
Got to go down to Wilmington.
Need to leave early.
Yeah, we got a guy we work with that every time he says, I got to go down to Wilmington, I'm like, is this motherfucker going to Neebs Con? Like, but no, that's the only reason I want to go to Wilmington is because there's Neebs Con there. And I saw the photos and all the videos that people took of the first one. The first one they had like, it was like 15,000 tickets. They sold out in 45 seconds.
No way.
They sold out.
Were they those are the same guys that did Durales and Associates?
Durales and Associates,
yes.
Yeah. Battlefield Friends, all of that. They did Toonstone, Toon Stone. It was like a Western animated series they did. Yeah, it was all of them. They've done all of that. They were small, like they've done small films prior to this.
Nice.
And I mean, they actually had such influence from Battlefield Friends that the things they did in that show got put into the game. Where the PS4 had just come out, and they're like, "Oh my God, next gen!" Because they had that Levolution where the level would change when you triggered an event, like a cruiser, like a naval frigate would crash through an island during your match. But they were all like on the jet skis, and Neebs is screaming at Simon. He's like, "Simon, get out of the water! There's megalodons in there." He's like, "There's no megalodons in here." He's like, "It's next gen, man. Yeah, Levolution. It's Battlefield 4. Anything's possible." Guess what, DICE? The people that owned and created Battlefield did.
They put that crap in
They
there.
they added a megalodon.
Nice.
Onto this one level where if you got like 20 people in the water, like for whatever reason, 20 people were in the water, a giant megalodon would come up out of the water, and it was active. It was an active like combatant in the game where they would show these people like it would jump up and snatch a helicopter that a player was flying up out of the air. Like
Nice.
the Meg would come down on them just because they talked about it. And the bipod on the knife, they added that to the game.
Phenomenal.
Like you could get this knife. You see, it had two little sticks hanging off of it at the bottom. It was literally the knife bipod. But yeah, want to go down to that to the Neebs Con to go see that because they're all about. It's just they're like, we know it's a team of like 5 or 6 of us, and from everything that I was shown on it, they just were like, hey, come down here, meet us, hang out, and then they all just go to the bar afterwards. Like they go to the bar, they have it set up outside, and you just hang out and drink and bullshit, and get to meet them.
That's
like
awesome.
I love the fact that's where Neebs' mantra for their channel is. They have like 3 goals, and it was like world peace, so it's always unchecked. Get over 1 million subs, and then be top channel on YouTube. Like that's all they want. Like, and they bring a cinematic aspect to all games that they do. To where I've been following them playing the series Ark. It's a survival game with dinosaurs and all this other stuff, but you can get...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know Ark?
Yeah.
So they do the Ark Survival Evolved series, and I've been following them on that now literally for years because that game is so involved. I don't have the time to get into that as a person. I'd much rather just do it or much rather just hang out on my couch or my chair and just watch them 20 minutes once a week. But then, like, those guys, they have a Grand Theft Auto series that they play Grand Theft Auto 5, but they do it so cinematically that it's not, I wouldn't say really truly immersive, but it has more of that movie-esque feel to it. Yes.
What was that, speaking of Ark and dinosaur hunting and things like that, what was that game called where I remember playing it on PC, but I'm sure it was on other platforms. You hunted dinosaurs. That was what you did. And to kill the T-Rex, you had to shoot it in the eyeball.
Oh, God, I know that game. I used to have that for my PC, too.
Oh, man.
What was it called?
Turok.
No, it wasn't
No.
Turok. I want to say it was just called Dinosaur Hunter.
It may have been. Oh, man.
Because, you would you had the trophy room that you had to load into, and you could see all
Yes.
the trophies, and there was the massive monument that was where you killed the Rex.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm going to get that Rex. But, yeah, you had to survive in that. And that was when a survival game back then was kind of a survival game, but it really wasn't. There's games out right now, like one I'm looking into starting a playthrough of. It's called Scum.
Yeah?
Have you ever heard of that one?
No, what's it about?
It is a straight survival game on a big-ass island that is just hundreds of square miles. Almost like, I'd say 2 or 3 times bigger than like that map on PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Right.
Same kind of feel. You drop in, and then you just got to survive. You got to scrounge up weapons and ammo and clothes, but it's on a whole other level. Scum is like you're like an inmate with a chip in the back of his head, and you start out in your prison stuff, and you have to like go to your inventory. And I was watching a guy do it. He took his shirt and his pants off, carved them up into rags just to make a satchel out of it. And then you have to watch your vitamins. You have to watch not only your food, your water, but like your vitamin intake, your sodium intake. It has a pee function where you have to pee.
Cool.
After your water. Your stomach, you have to watch your stomach's volume to make sure you don't overeat or undereat. And you have to actually poop, which is hilarious to me because he's playing it on this map and he's going through because there's like military bunkers, but they're guarded by mechs. So you have to like try to infiltrate that. But then there's like old World War II kind of coastal bunkers. And he's like, I think somebody's been here. And this guy, Fooster was his name. He was a YouTube guy that I was watching play it. And you look down and there's just like a big turd. Like there he's like, yep, somebody's been here. You can tell because you actually poop and your character like squats down, but it's all first person. You hear him going, hey, man, like But there's so much stuff you can do because the whole island is overrun with zombies. And he was like playing out in the countryside.
It's got a lot going on.
Oh, yeah. It's zombies and mechs and survival all
And
rolled
pooping.
into one. Yeah, you got to poop, you got to pee, you got to watch your vitamins. And it's amazing the stuff that I've seen people build with this game because it's so involved.
Right.
I want to play it so bad, but I don't think I have so much time that would be involved with this game.
Right.
Because guys would spend, like, you can claim literally on a multiplayer map that you're dedicated to on one server. You can claim one building, any building, you can claim it. Say, that's my building, and then you can start to fortify it and do whatever. Like anything. You start putting planks up on windows and barbed wire and defenses. And like this guy made one that was over on the coast, and he had a garage and built his walls up. And he's like, okay. So he goes out into the city because he's going, the zombies hadn't been too bad. And he said the whole time, he's like, we cranked it up on the server, everything to 11, the amount of zombies, the amount of mechs, the amount of difficulty. Gets to the city, overrun. Like there was just like hundreds of them. And you truly have to worry about weapon status. Like they get dirty, they jam. Like he had an AK jam, and you had to go bad magazine, stovepipe, bad round. You actually have to select what's wrong with the gun and then try to perform the action. And you have to worry about, so the weapon gets dirty, the weapon gets wet, it gets rusty, you have to repair it, you have to clean it. It's so involved. Like it's like Second Life, this simulator, but add zombies and mechs and poop and pee function.
Right. The game we were talking about was called Carnivores.
Carnivores, yeah.
1998.
Oh, God.
But apparently there's 5 games in the series.
What?
And in 2017, it was ported to Steam for the latest installment, which was Carnivores Dinosaur Hunter. But apparently it's been across a lot of platforms.
Well, I'm currently updating Steam as we speak.
The original was called the original one released on November 30th, 1998. So it's been around. But man, that was great.
I love it. But yeah, real quick though, you're talking about trips. I found a replacement for you, Scott, when you leave.
Thank you.
I mean,
Unacceptable.
Get the fuck out. I was going to say this at the end of the episode, but you're fired. Now, everybody knows here that has been following us here on the show is that Scott is getting ready to go defend more of our freedoms by going overseas to fight the good fight, do the good things, get paid the good monies.
Right.
So you're going to be gone for what, 3 months, you said?
I should be back around Christmas time.
Christmas time? Ooh, okay, longer than 3 months. So in the meantime, I have found someone that will be an interim host and probably actually rotate through a couple people just to kind of keep it going here. But the guy that was on the last show, Dave,
All right.
will be sitting in as your interim host or interim co-host. And it's going to be interesting with Dave because Dave has completely, I guess, not polar, but definitely different perspectives on things when it comes to like looking at politics and the way the world works, which is, I think, perfect for the show because we're always about the yin and the yang, and what a better way to play devil's advocate than somebody that actually kind of has beliefs that go in some of the opposites that which some of us lean. And there's nothing wrong with that, and that's what I love about it because I cannot wait. I'm very excited just to think about the conversations that we're going to have in the future.
I just assumed Scott would remote in from the battlefield.
Hang on, River.
River, I'm in Fallujah. Things are crazy. How are you? It's a great day. Hold on 1 second. I got to call in an airstrike.
My butthole is puckered and chapped.
Sad thing is, it's not going to be anything like that at all.
But speaking of buttholes puckered and chapped, let's pull this big old deuce and a half over off to the side of the road.
See what you did there.
For this week's trip into Duke Cannon country. And this week's product, guys, is Duke Cannon's Offensively Large Sunscreen Lip Balm. It's an SPF 15 broad spectrum tactical sunscreen. And where they say it is offensively large, it is probably 3 times the size and girth.
It's the size of a 50 cal bullet.
Yeah, I would say. Of your standard chapstick. And there's not really anything on it listed on here. It just says, formulated to meet the needs of U.S. military personnel. This is the other thing we do love about the company is they reach out to active duty military or those that are actively deployed and say, what do you guys need out here in the field? And they come up with products like this. The big ass bars of soap, the cold shower wipes.
I don't understand how it's tactical.
I don't know. I think that, it's just added. Well, I mean, it's got this OD green background to the wrapper.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
not,
very subdued. It's not gloss.
it's not flashy.
It won't give your position away, but
Fits in the pocket.
ooh, yeah, smell that. That is a mint. I've never used that one. We have just cracked the seal on it though to smell it.
Or if you have to keister it, I guess.
I mean, you want to get a complimentary lip swipe of it? You guys can. each
I
rub
did
your
on
lips
accident.
I think I actually have that
I
one.
may have kissed
Yeah,
it.
it's your turn, Buck. Go ahead. Just know what it feels like to kiss Scott on the lips.
It's not really offensively large, I don't think so, in my opinion.
No, I mean, you think about
It smells like Christmas.
regular chapstick that I'm holding here in my
Right.
fingers. Held up to that.
Yeah, it's pretty-
It feels inadequate holding a regular chapstick.
It's
in
like
your
a
hands.
pounder of chapstick.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a better size because I'd be less likely to lose it.
Yeah, like the one I carry, I have the other one because this is mint, and then there's they call it blood mint, which is just blood orange and mint. It has a little bit of citrus to it.
Okay.
I keep one of them in my work jacket, and yeah, there's no way you're ever going to accidentally wash that thing in the washer because it just looks like your arm has like a fourth tricep going on back here. You're like, that's my chapstick. But yeah, delicious, nutritious, keeps the chappingness at bay. But also, don't forget, we will leave a link in the description here below to the Facey Space profile. We can get yourself 10% off your order of Duke Cannon products at dukecannon.com. What was that?
We were looking for ghosts.
Did you fart?
Don't worry about it. No, it was a chair.
Oh.
Nothing but the best.
Keep her rolling.
What are we going to roll into? Because I've been rolling the whole time.
There was something we were going to talk about, but I can't remember what it was.
What are you rolling?
Oh, speaking of rolling, we ain't rolling shit. Except figuring out what it is that you're rolling into over there, Buck, because business has been business, and business for you has been extremely good, because I come to understand that you were able to fulfill a childhood fantasy of yours into a four-wheeled wonder machine
I did indeed.
known as a Corvette.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, a Chevette. No, I'm just kidding. It was really... So you got a Corvette, I understand.
I did. I mean, I would take either one. Chevettes are cool to...
It's opposite end of the spectrum.
certain
as a Corvette,
crowd.
but yeah.
Yeah, so, ever since I was in high school, I've wanted a pair of white New Balances and jorts. And
They came in the trunk of this car. I
yeah,
understand.
actually, it's...
Perfect size. How did he know my sizes?
Yeah, there's a small compartment in the trunk area of a Corvette, and it's specifically made to hold 2 white New Balances, 1 pair of jorts, and a Hawaiian shirt that is covered in Corvettes.
And a fanny pack.
No fanny pack.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Nerds.
but yeah, once, I decided I was going to buy the Vet, and I got all my clothing sizes figured out and everything. I finally got one. Yeah, I went to, I flew to Florida, drove it back. It was a fun drive, but yeah, 2008 Z06, something I've always wanted, and I was able to make it happen. Coinciding the real job with the side job.
So other than this eternally understated statement about, oh, I got this IROC 06 and it's Corvette. It's the fastest car in the world, It's like this.
GT500.
It's like
fastest car in the
a
world.
space shuttle. How much horsepower are we talking here?
Well, they have 505 to the crank from the factory, but this one was actually built by Vengeance Racing. It has aftermarket heads, a cam, intake manifold, things like that. So it made just over 600 to the wheels. And it doesn't have a power adder. It's just naturally
So
aspirated.
we're talking 0 to 60 in how long? 4? 3?
Fast.
Faster than you, tough guy.
A stock Z06 is sub 4.
Ooh.
So if I put drag radials on there, it would be, close to 3.
I don't know what that's going to do against old Pat.
Pat's definitely going to beat it in a bad weather day.
Oh, so you remember I talked about, or we've mentioned on the show here before, where we talk about the motorcycling, and we had Big John on the show here. Oh man, it was over a year ago, talking about bikers and road stories. Because Old River used to be somewhat of a biking type. I have found my motorcycle,
Oh, yeah?
and I'm getting back on one here in just a couple months. It's coming.
Which
Leave
one
when
did
I
you
see
decide
it.
you love?
I decided, you were actually there, I think, when I picked it out. Going from, because I've had a whole bunch of different bikes over the years. It was mainly Harleys, and then I had a Honda, went back to another Harley, got rid of that because I had to clear that for the house. And a fellow we work with said, hey, why don't you look at those Indian motorcycles? Indian which is a brand that has been around long before Harley ever was. People give them a lot of shit now because they used to be owned by Harley when they came back. Harley almost drove them bankrupt, and then Polaris bought them out and now produces them. So everybody's like, oh, it's Chinese, Japanese, Korean, blah, 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 blah. Well, look, guess what? Most Harleys are now made in Taiwan. So I decided that when I was going to get on a bike, I was going to go what we call full geezer. I'm going to have the heated seats, the heated grips, the cruise control, the stereo, the saddlebags, and the big bucket bag on the back. Full cruising so I can go on them long trips. Discovered a Indian Roadmaster. So I'm looking at, it's the Indian Roadmaster Dark Horse Edition. And what about, ooh. You see that?
Very nice, very nice.
So these new ones come 116 cubic inch engine on a motorcycle. That's their stock engine size now. Electronic cruise control, even the windshield. The windshield rolls up and down electronically to adjust for the height of the rider. Which, yeah.
All right, then.
I'm super excited for it because it's got the ass to haul for days. It's got the storage to haul anything, anywhere. It's got enough of the modern day features to make me comfortable. Me and the old lady, of course, that's why I'm going with something that big. So me and her can both get on there and just go for the long haul. Hopefully, I'm looking to try to get this before we go out in June, out to the beach. If I can get that by then, I plan on riding that down together. We're going to have to both pack a little light. I mean, I can make do for a week on 2 pairs of pants and like 1 pair of underwear and 2 shirts.
And your one Speedo.
Yeah, absolutely got to have the Borat Speedo.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I saw the pictures.
You saw the pictures. Yeah, I'm looking real cut. It's real good.
Yeah.
But yeah, God, I'm so happy to, just the thought of getting on 2 wheels, like, I knew that I wanted to get another one, and then about a week ago I had a dream that I was riding, and I felt myself cutting deep into turns, feeling the wind, and then I woke up, and I was like, oh, I'm asleep. I woken up. You forget a dream. I re-remembered the dream, and then like just rose up out of my bed, like with a purpose, got dressed as I'm going down to the dealership to go sit on one of these, make sure it's what I want. But
Very
yeah.
nice, very nice.
Did you decide on the red one?
Yes.
That red's awesome.
That
man.
matte red and black.
Phenomenal.
But speaking about waking up from dreams, guys, looks like this dream here is coming to a close because we are all out of time. So as always, don't forget all the other different ways here that it is you can listen. Check us out on Amazon, TuneIn, iHeart Radio, Stitcher, Spotify, Sounder, Google Podcasts, iTunes, VURBL, and also don't forget if you have your Alexa CIA listening device to download the This Evening Tonight app. So you can listen to us anytime you want by saying, hey Alexa, play This Evening Tonight. Don't forget to check out the merchandising shop. That's at shop.spreadshirt.com/TET show. And check out the links to the Facey Space for your 10% off coupon at dukecannon.com. But all right, everybody, thanks once again for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. And until we see you here next time on the show, peace out.
Later.
Poop boobies buttholes.